Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you went in there? Or struggled to recall a name you've known for years? If that's happened to you, you're not alone. A lot of us over 60 start noticing little changes in our memory or focus, and it's easy to think, well, this is just part of getting older. But here's the good news. Science says it doesn't have to be that way. Brain decline isn't some unavoidable fate. In fact, there are simple, everyday things you can do to keep your mind sharp, vibrant, and maybe even better than ever. So today, let's talk about 3 powerful ways to stay mentally fit after 65. And no, none of them involve complicated routines or expensive treatments. Just real, practical steps that fit into your life. Now, before we dive in, let's clear up a common myth. Many people think that once you hit a certain age, your brain's best days are behind you. But researchers have found something amazing. The brain can keep growing, adapting, and forming new connections, even in your 70s, 80s, and beyond. It's called neuroplasticity, and it means your mind is far more resilient than you might realize. The key? Giving it the right kind of stimulation and care. So, let's start with the first, and maybe most surprising, way to keep your brain in top shape. The life-changing power of movement for your brain after 65. Let's talk about something that might surprise you. One of the most powerful tools for keeping your brain sharp after 65 isn't a pill, a fancy supplement, or some high-tech treatment. It's something you've had with you your entire life, your body's ability to move. Now, before you think I'm about to tell you to start training for a triathlon or deadlifting heavy weights at the gym, let me stop you right there. This isn't about extreme fitness or pushing yourself to exhaustion. In fact, some of the most brain-boosting movements are things you probably already enjoy, or could easily learn to enjoy. The science behind movement and brain health. Here's what's truly fascinating. When you move your body, you're not just exercising your muscles, you're giving your brain a complete tune-up. Every step you take, every gentle stretch, every dance move sends a surge of oxygen-rich blood to your brain. This blood delivers essential nutrients that your brain cells need to thrive, while also clearing out waste products that can accumulate and contribute to cognitive decline. Researchers at the University of Illinois made a remarkable discovery. They studied a group of older adults who committed to just 30 minutes of brisk walking, 3 times a week. After 6 months, brain scans showed something incredible. The memory and decision-making centers of their brains had actually grown in size. Not just maintained, but grown. These weren't athletes or fitness fanatics, just regular people who made walking a consistent part of their routine. Why this kind of movement works wonders. The magic happens because physical activity 1. Boosts blood flow. Your brain, though only about 2% of your body weight, uses 20% of your oxygen and blood flow. Movement ensures this vital supply reaches every corner of your brain. 2. Stimulates growth factors. Exercise triggers the release of BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, a sort of fertilizer, for brain cells that helps them grow and form new connections. 3. Reduces inflammation. Chronic inflammation is like rust for your brain. Gentle, regular movement helps keep this damaging process in check. 4. Improves sleep. Better sleep means better brain detoxification and memory consolidation. Movement that fits your life. The beautiful thing is that effective brain-boosting movement comes in many forms. Walking, nature's perfect exercise. A daily 30-minute walk, which you can break into 3 10-minute sessions, can work wonders. Try varying your route to engage your brain's spatial navigation skills. Dancing, whether it's ballroom, line dancing, or just moving to your favorite tunes in the living room, dancing combines physical movement with mental challenge as you learn steps and patterns. Water exercises. Swimming or water aerobics are gentle on joints while providing excellent cardiovascular benefits. The resistance of water makes your muscles work harder without strain. Tai Chi or yoga. These combine movement with mindfulness, improving both physical balance and mental focus. The slow, controlled movements are perfect for building neural connections. Gardening, an often overlooked form of movement that involves bending, stretching, and using your hands, all while enjoying nature and sunlight. Making it stick, the consistency factor. Here's the key that makes all the difference. Regularity beats intensity every time when it comes to brain health. It's far better to take a gentle 15-minute walk every day than to have one intense workout followed by 2 weeks of inactivity. Try these simple strategies to make movement a natural part of your day. Pair it with something you enjoy. Listen to audiobooks or favorite music while walking. Make it social. Join a walking group or water aerobics class. Use movement snacks. 2 to 3 minutes of stretching or marching in place during TV commercials. Track your progress. A simple calendar where you mark active days can be surprisingly motivating. Start small, even 5 minutes counts. Build up gradually as it becomes habit. Overcoming common hurdles. But what if I have mobility issues? Chair exercises can be incredibly effective. Seated leg lifts, arm circles, or even just moving your hands and feet to music all count. I don't have time. Remember, every bit counts. Taking the stairs instead of the elevator, parking farther from store entrances, or doing calf raises while brushing your teeth all add up. The ripple effects. When you make movement a regular part of your life, you'll likely notice benefits beyond just brain health. Improved mood and reduced anxiety. Better balance and reduced fall risk. Increased energy levels. Better digestion and circulation. Enhanced sense of independence and confidence. Your personal movement prescription. Start where you are. If you've been inactive, begin with just 5 to 10 minutes of gentle movement daily. The goal isn't to exhaust yourself, but to leave feeling slightly more energized than when you started. Most importantly, choose activities you genuinely enjoy. The best exercise for your brain is the one you'll actually do consistently. Whether it's walking through a favorite park, dancing to oldies in your kitchen, or joining a local Tai Chi class, find what brings you joy. Your brain will thank you for years to come. Remember, you're not just moving your body, you're nourishing your mind, preserving your memories, and investing in your ability to enjoy life to its fullest. Now that's something worth getting moving for. Nourishing your mind, the brain-boosting power of food after 65. Let's talk about one of the most enjoyable ways to support your brain health through the food you eat every day. What if I told you that your kitchen contains some of the most powerful brain medicine available? And the best part? It comes without prescription costs or unpleasant side effects. The science of food and brain function. Every bite you take is sending messages to your brain. Some foods act like fertilizer, helping your brain cells grow and communicate better. Others act like rust removers, cleaning up damaging inflammation. Researchers studying nutritional psychiatry have found that food affects not just our bodies, but our memory, mood, and mental sharpness. The landmark NUEG study followed older adults who adopted a Mediterranean-style diet rich in brain-boosting foods. After just 1 year, they showed measurable improvements in memory and cognitive function. Their brains were literally working better because of what they put on their plates. The brain's favorite superfoods. Let me introduce you to your brain's best friends. 1. Omega-3 rich foods. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines contain DHA, a type of omega-3 that makes up about 30% of your brain's structure. Plant sources like walnuts, flax seeds, and chia seeds provide ALA, which your body converts to brain-healthy fats. Try adding salmon to your diet twice a week, or sprinkle ground flaxseed on your morning oatmeal. 2. Colorful berries. Blueberries in particular contain anthocyanins that cross the blood-brain barrier to protect neurons. Strawberries and blackberries are packed with vitamin C and flavonoids. Frozen berries work just as well. Blend them into smoothies or thaw for a sweet treat. 3. Leafy greens. Spinach, kale, and collards are rich in vitamin K, lutein, and folate. Studies show people who eat 1 to 2 servings daily have cognitive abilities of someone 11 years younger. Try adding baby spinach to sandwiches or wilting greens into soups. 4. Healthy fats. Extra virgin olive oil contains antioxidants that protect brain cells. Avocados provide monounsaturated fats that support healthy blood flow. Nuts offer vitamin E, which acts like a force field for your brain. The Mediterranean approach. Rather than a restrictive diet, think of this as an eating pattern. Plenty of vegetables and fruits. Whole grains instead of refined. Fish and poultry over red meat. Olive oil as your primary fat. Herbs and spices instead of excess salt. The occasional glass of red wine, if you drink. Simple ways to eat smarter. You don't need to overhaul your diet overnight. Small changes make a big difference. Breakfast. Swap sugary cereal for Greek yogurt with walnuts and berries. Lunch. Try a spinach salad with salmon instead of deli meat sandwiches. Snacks. Keep almonds and dark chocolate, 70% plus, on hand. Dinner. Roast vegetables in olive oil with herbs instead of butter. Dessert. Try baked apples with cinnamon instead of sugary treats. Foods to enjoy in moderation. While no food needs to be completely off limits, these can cloud your thinking when overconsumed. Added sugars and refined carbs. Processed meats like bacon and hot dogs. Fried foods and trans fats. Excessive alcohol. Making it practical. For those who say, "I don't have time to cook healthy meals," try these tips. Batch cook grains and vegetables on weekends. Use frozen vegetables, they're just as nutritious. Keep canned salmon and sardines for quick meals. Make big pots of vegetable soups that last several days. The gut-brain connection. Here's something fascinating: your gut is often called your second brain. The trillions of bacteria living there produce neurotransmitters that affect your mood and cognition. Feed them well with fermented foods like yogurt and kefir. Fiber-rich foods like beans and whole grains. A variety of plant foods. Aim for 30 different types weekly. Your brain on a good diet. When you feed your brain well, you might notice better memory recall, more stable moods, improved focus and concentration, more mental energy throughout the day, better sleep quality. Start where you are. If changing your diet feels overwhelming, pick just one new brain-healthy food to add this week. Maybe it's swapping your afternoon chips for a handful of walnuts, or adding spinach to your scrambled eggs. Remember, every positive choice adds up to create a brain that stays sharper, longer. After all, the food choices you make today are building the brain you'll have tomorrow. And that's worth savoring every delicious bite. Now, these first 2 tips, staying active and eating well, are incredibly powerful on their own. But there's one more thing that ties it all together, and it's something we often overlook as we get older. It's about staying curious and engaged in ways that challenge your brain to think differently. We'll dive into that next, because this third habit might just be the most fun of all. The joy of lifelong learning, how mental stimulation keeps your brain youthful after 65. One of the greatest gifts of getting older is the luxury of time to rediscover forgotten passions, explore new interests, and engage in learning purely for the pleasure of it. What you might not realize is that this intellectual curiosity does more than just bring you joy. It actually rewires your brain in remarkable ways. Let's explore why mental engagement is your brain's best anti-aging secret. The science behind brain plasticity. Contrary to old beliefs, your brain doesn't stop developing after childhood. Neuroscientists have discovered that our brains maintain plasticity, the ability to form new neural connections throughout our entire lives. A groundbreaking study from the University of Texas found that older adults who engaged in mentally challenging activities increased their cognitive reserve, essentially building a buffer against age-related decline. What counts as brain exercise? The key is novelty and challenge. Just as your muscles need varied workouts, your brain thrives on diverse stimulation. 1. Learning new skills. Taking up a musical instrument lights up multiple brain areas simultaneously. Photography classes combine technical learning with artistic expression. Gardening requires planning, problem solving, and sensory engagement. 2. Creative pursuits. Painting or drawing enhances spatial reasoning and fine motor control. Writing stories or poetry exercises language centers and imagination. Crafting activities like knitting improve hand-eye coordination. 3. Social engagement. Book clubs stimulate analytical thinking and perspective taking. Discussion groups challenge you to articulate and defend ideas. Teaching grandchildren or volunteering shares wisdom while keeping you sharp. Everyday brain boosters. You don't need formal classes to challenge your mind. Cook a new recipe without looking at instructions. Navigate without GPS occasionally to exercise spatial memory. Brush your teeth with your non-dominant hand. Memorize poetry or song lyrics. Play strategy games like chess or bridge. The power of productive struggle. That slightly uncomfortable feeling when learning something new. That's your brain growing. Researchers call this desirable difficulty, the sweet spot where an activity is challenging enough to be engaging but not so hard that it's frustrating. This is where the most significant brain benefits occur. Technology as a brain tool. Don't shy away from digital learning. Language learning apps make acquiring new vocabulary fun. Online courses allow you to study anything from astronomy to zoology. Video calls with family keep you socially and technologically engaged. Making it stick, the habit of learning. To make mental stimulation a regular part of your life. 1. Start small. 15 minutes daily is better than occasional long sessions. 2. Follow your curiosity. You're more likely to stick with enjoyable activities. 3. Mix it up. Rotate between different types of challenges. 4. Track progress. Noticing improvement is highly motivating. 5. Find a learning buddy. Social accountability helps maintain consistency. The ripple effects of an engaged mind. Regular mental exercise leads to better problem-solving abilities in daily life, improved ability to adapt to change, enhanced creativity and innovation, greater self-confidence and sense of accomplishment, reduced risk of cognitive decline. Your personal learning prescription. The best mental workout is one that feels enjoyable, not like a chore, challenges you just beyond your current abilities, can be practiced regularly, provides opportunities for measurable progress, connects to your personal interests or values. Remember, it's never too late to start. Whether you're returning to a childhood passion or discovering completely new interests, every moment of engaged learning is an investment in your cognitive vitality. Your brain is waiting to surprise you with what it can still achieve. All it needs is the invitation to try something new. The beauty of writing. The act of putting pen to paper is a surprisingly powerful tool for mental clarity, emotional well-being, and cognitive growth. In an age dominated by digital devices, where typing on keyboards or tapping screens has become second nature, writing by hand might seem outdated or inefficient. However, research suggests that this seemingly simple activity holds profound benefits for our minds. Writing by hand activates multiple areas of the brain simultaneously, fostering deeper connections between thought processes and enhancing memory retention, creativity, and self-reflection. When you write by hand, your brain engages in a unique process that differs significantly from typing. The physical act of forming letters requires fine motor skills, visual processing, and spatial awareness, all working together harmoniously. This multisensory experience stimulates neural pathways more effectively than typing, which often involves repetitive motions without much variation. Studies have shown that students who take notes by hand tend to retain information better and demonstrate stronger conceptual understanding compared to those who type their notes. Why? Because handwriting forces us to slow down and think critically about what we're capturing, rather than simply transcribing words verbatim. This deliberate pace inherent in writing by hand offers another significant advantage: it encourages reflection. When you journal your thoughts, jot down memories, or compose letters to loved ones, you are not merely recording events but actively organizing your ideas and emotions. This process allows you to step back and examine your inner world with greater clarity. For instance, keeping a gratitude journal can help shift your focus toward positive aspects of life, even during challenging times. Similarly, documenting personal experiences can provide valuable perspective, helping you identify patterns in behavior or recognize moments of growth over time. Moreover, writing by hand taps into creativity in ways that typing cannot replicate. The tactile sensation of moving a pen across paper creates a sense of flow and freedom that many find inspiring. Whether you're brainstorming ideas, sketching mind maps, or drafting poetry, the act of writing becomes a form of exploration, a way to discover new possibilities within yourself. Many famous authors, artists, and thinkers throughout history have relied on handwritten drafts as part of their creative process, finding that the slowness and intimacy of penmanship foster originality and depth. Of course, not everyone enjoys writing, and that's perfectly okay. The key takeaway here is less about the specific activity itself and more about engaging in practices that feel meaningful to you. If journaling doesn't resonate, consider other avenues that stimulate curiosity and intellectual growth. Joining a book club, for example, provides opportunities to discuss ideas, challenge perspectives, and connect with others who share similar interests. Listening to thought-provoking podcasts or attending workshops on topics outside your comfort zone can also introduce novelty into your routine, keeping your brain agile and engaged. The goal isn't to add stress by forcing yourself into activities that don't align with your personality or preferences. Instead, it's about cultivating habits that nurture your mind while bringing joy and fulfillment. Adding just enough novelty to your daily life can spark curiosity and encourage lifelong learning. Whether through writing, reading, conversing, or exploring new hobbies, these small yet intentional actions contribute to a richer, more vibrant existence. In conclusion, the power of putting pen to paper lies in its ability to engage the brain deeply, promote reflection, and unlock creativity. While it may be slower than typing, this very characteristic makes it invaluable in today's fast-paced world. By embracing such mindful practices, or finding alternatives that suit your interests, you can create space for growth, connection, and discovery. Ultimately, the journey toward mental agility and emotional resilience begins with taking the time to invest in yourself, one thoughtful stroke of the pen at a time. Now, let's tie this all together. We've talked about moving your body, feeding your brain with the right foods, and keeping it active with new challenges. But there's an invisible thread connecting these habits, one that's just as important as the habits themselves. It's the power of believing that your brain can keep evolving. Because when you combine these practical steps with the mindset that your best years are still ahead, something remarkable happens. You stop fearing decline and start embracing possibility. And that's where the real magic begins. You know, when I was researching this topic, I came across a story that stuck with me. There was a man who decided to learn violin at age 72, never having played an instrument before. His hands were stiff, his fingers clumsy at first. But 5 years later, he was playing in a community orchestra. And when researchers scanned his brain, they found something amazing. The areas controlling his fingers had actually expanded. That's the incredible power we all have. It's never too late to grow, to learn, to reshape our brains in ways that keep us vibrant and engaged. This brings us to what might be the most important piece of all, the power of belief itself. Because here's something fascinating scientists have discovered. People who believe they can stay mentally sharp as they age are significantly more likely to do so. It's not just positive thinking, it's what psychologists call a growth mindset. When we approach our later years with curiosity rather than fear, with engagement rather than resignation, we literally create different outcomes for our brains. Think about how you approach a new day. If you wake up thinking my best years are behind me, your brain follows that script. But if you wake up curious, what can I discover today? Who might I connect with? What small challenge can I take on? You're giving your brain something remarkable: purpose. And purpose is like fertilizer for your neurons. Studies show that older adults with strong senses of purpose have better memory retention and even live longer. Now let's bring this home with 3 simple ways to put this into practice today. First, and this might surprise you, embrace technology. Learning to video chat with grandchildren or navigate a new app creates valuable neural pathways. Second, be social in ways that matter to you. Whether it's weekly coffee with friends or volunteering, meaningful connections stimulate brain health. And third, this is crucial, allow yourself to be a beginner at something. That discomfort of not being good at something yet? That's your brain growing. So let me leave you with this thought. Your brain is listening to the story you tell about it every day. When you say I'm too old to learn that, it believes you. But when you say I wonder what I'm capable of, that's when the magic happens. The movement we talked about, the nourishing foods, the mental challenges, they all work best when fueled by this simple belief: your brain's best years could still be ahead. I'd love to hear what you're doing to keep your mind sharp. Share your stories in the comments below. And if this resonated with you, pass it along to someone who might need to hear this message today. Remember, aging isn't about decline, it's about possibility. Here's to your brilliant, ever-evolving brain.